you saw on the day, what was on TV, was actually pre-recorded.
Okay.
So like there were two days of like hair and makeup, meeting him, chilling with him. Was really nice and cool because he was just as well. So he made you feel like it was actually you who was like the big star of the action. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone knew that he was gonna have a role to play in it, but they didn't know. And I had to take time off school and football as well, I think, to like film some of it as well. And I wasn't allowed to tell anyone. So like when it was on TV, literally my phone just went off. Like it's actually amazing, like to be a part of like history.
Do you remember the game that you got scouted in, or what was the process moving to Arsenal?
So I think it was just playing against the boys' academy teams. I can't remember the man's name at Arsenal. You'll probably remember. Is it Roy?
Massey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Him, my dad. So he knew of me and literally just put me in touch. And I think I went to one session and after that I signed straight away. But I was still playing boys football at the time, I think. So they kind of allowed me to still play with the boys until I got to the age of 12, and then I kind of had to like come away from the boys team and then play with the girls.
So you were there from 12 years old to 16 years old until you got your scholarship. How did you fit in at the time? And was it like playing with Interwood and being in a different environment, you know, playing for Arsenal? Did that kind of blow your mind in terms of, oh, wow, I'm at Arsenal now?
Yeah, I think so. I think just because, like I was saying before, Arsenal women, they won everything. Like they're still one of the best women's teams in the world. So like signing for them I'd say signing my first professional contract with them was like a dream come true. But it was, like I said, it was easy. I think the style that they played, we won everything from a young age. You got a like sense of that winning mentality. You didn't want to lose because Arsenal basically never won, never lost. So you kind of got that winning mentality from early. But I wouldn't say it was a big transition. I just think that I was always better, so I often got to train up and play up with 2 years up. So
Oh,
I think if it wasn't I was always playing 2 years up. So maybe if I was at my age group, it would be different. But I was training under 14s. I was always training with the under 16s and playing some games with the under 16s. So I was always getting tested. I'd say I was getting tested there when I was playing up. And then after 16, I went to the Arsenal Academy. But once it got to the Arsenal Academy, I think that's where I really got a real taste of being a professional, because I was always the one who got to train with the first team. I basically became a first team player from joining the academy. So I train at the academy, would go to school, train in the afternoons, and then I'd always go to my sessions with the first team. I was probably like the only one in my age group who got picked, which was like it was amazing because you was amongst some of the best women's footballers there is, or what you would have known on the Rachel Yankees, Kelly Smith.
Yeah, so, wow.
I think just being able to learn from them every day, being amongst that, you just got a taste of being a professional footballer. Obviously back then, those times it wasn't actually full time, so they was only training 3 times a week, and they would always train during the night. But that's what to me a professional footballer was.
Yeah. How did you find that, and like what kind of things do you remember during that time when you first made the step up to train with them and things like that?
I think at first it's always a little bit daunting, but I think in women's football it might be different to yours, but there's always those older senior players. Even everyone was nice and welcoming, really. I think there's not really people back then wasn't that many people with big egos or anything. It was just the women's team, even though they won everything. Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say. Yeah, it was just easy, really. They treated me like and respected me. I think maybe because I was good as well. So
Good,
maybe
exactly. Yeah,
I think that helps because you're not, even though you're young, you're not messing up the session. So I think
exactly.
it's down to kind of respect in a way. They know that you have potential, so they was always like take you under your wing and stuff. If you
Yeah.
get what I mean.
No,
So
that must have been a good. Well, he probably didn't realize it back then, but speaking about it now, that's a good sign. When you're a young player or any player, you go into a new situation and people are warming to you. They are very encouraging to you. I think it's like that in. Doesn't matter if it's men or women. It's like that in any capacity. So I know there's been times where you go into new situations. Like I went in two situations. I go into a situation. Maybe at West Ham. And, I felt like the older senior players to me were very warming and everything like that. But then I went to Germany and even players my own age, like just for the fact that I didn't really speak the language and things like that and understand. And that was very frustrating for them. So I know how it is
it,
for both sides.
maybe, yes, yeah, it was. I think yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So, there's many things that happened during that time. One, that you got picked to play for England. Like, how was that first? Like, do you remember your first game? How that was, and the build up to that?
Yeah, I think I was 13 when I got picked to play for the under 15s. I think it was.
Wow.
I think the first game was against France at Lillyshaw, and obviously it's amazing being able to like get picked for your country is something what I think everyone every footballer wants to do, play for their country, be able to play for their country. So I think being picked, that's like it was. I was a young age to play for the under 15s as well. It was just like a dream come true. Um, and I remember, yeah, it was at Lillyshaw, and I think a few of the players now playing in that game are actually playing for the seniors now, or maybe
Mm.
two of the girls now are playing for the seniors. They were a little bit older, but yes, it was amazing. I played from most of the huge age groups from 15 to the under 23s. And yeah, I just think playing for England is, playing for your country is just amazing. Something what, most people aspire to do.
Yeah, I know for many people, especially that age is like the pinnacle, right, for a youth player. So playing for them, it must have been big, and obviously you get to travel for the first time, probably. I don't think actually no. I traveled before playing tournaments and stuff, but it was the first time you're playing against just the best of the best, and it's just a great feeling. So you're doing all of that, and then when you're 16, I was reading. Actually, I remember. But I remember I researched it just leading up to this interview. So the Olympics, how did that come up? Where you got picked to be like an ambassador and things like that for like 2012 Olympics? That must have been big as well.
Yeah, I think they wanted someone from Waltham Forest, and obviously that's where David Beckham was from. And I think my name just came forward, and I remember just getting the call. I think it was like a week, 2 weeks before the actual opening ceremony. I think I was out with my mum, and I literally just got a call, and they was like, "Do you want to be involved in it?" And I was just thinking, like, yeah, I do, but do you know what I mean? Like, they didn't really give me much information on the phone.
Okay, you just thought you were just gonna be
Yeah,
there, turn up or something.
yeah, no, they were like, "Do you want to be involved? Can I speak? Can I speak to one of your parents? A car will pick you up tomorrow." So I was just like, "Mum, like, is this for real? Like, I don't really get it. I don't get it." They
Typical
picked
you.
us up the next day,
Mm.
took us to like the studios and stuff where they were filming some parts of the ceremony, or like some of like the dancers were practicing rehearsals. And then they was like, you've been chosen to be on the boat with Beckham, and I was just like,
That's when you
oh
knew, right?
God, just yeah, like I don't even know what I said. I think with me, you know how I am, so like so chilled. I was like, oh really, blah blah blah. But when I got in the car with my mum, I was gassed. But yeah, and then like 2 days later, they was like, you've got to have some close-ups. Like you've got to go and meet him, and chill with him, and have the close-up. So some of what you saw on the day, what was on TV, was actually pre-recorded.
Okay.
So like there were two days of like hair and makeup, meeting him, chilling with him. It was really nice and cool because he was just as well. So he made you feel like it was actually you who was like the big star of the action.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because everyone knew that he was going to have a role to play in it, but they didn't know. And I had to take time off school and football as well, I think, to like film some of it as well. And I wasn't allowed to tell anyone. So like when it was on TV, literally my phone just went off. Like it was actually amazing, like to be a part of like history. So
Yeah, I was talking about stuff like the other day, and one of the things I was talking about the other day was basically when you're at that age and your life is moving so quickly like that, and just you get achievement after achievement after achievement. Like, did you realize, you probably did back then, right? But do you realize now, like, wow, I was involved in something like that. I got chose to do something like that with one of the biggest stars in the world.
I think at first, definitely, I didn't really get it. But like till this day, people still ask me in interviews, like, how was it? And I think it's only now, like, I realise, like, it's a part of history. Like, it's actually amazing thing. Like, you should be proud to talk about it. Like, you got chosen. Where usually I think before I just kind of brush it off, like it's not really a big deal. But being chosen out of so many people, of course it's a big deal. You should actually be able to talk about it. And yeah, so it's actually cool.
Yeah, so moving on from there, continuing to talk about England, how was it playing in your first World Cup? And, that whole experience, it was in some country far away. I can't remember where it was. Where was it? Where was it held?
The World Cup?
Yeah. Sorry, say it again.
It was in Canada.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
So
yeah.
There was elite rounds, went to the Euros. But yeah, the World Cup was actually the Under-20s World Cup. And of course, it's amazing going to a World Cup, but I didn't actually play many games. I think I came on once. So I think at the time, I think I deserved that. I think I should have got the opportunity to play in a few of the games. I was doing well. I was at Arsenal. I was playing first team football, starting most of the games. So I think I should have got more of an opportunity at the World Cup. But of course, yes, it's amazing to be picked for it. But I think being part of the squad and playing are two different things. I think when you're on the bench, you don't. In that competition, I didn't really get a sense of being a part of the team. Maybe when I was young, we didn't really understand about how to create a team and how to include all players. But of course, like, it's amazing that I got the opportunity to go to Canada and to a World Cup. But I don't have the best memories of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I understand. Were you you weren't like 20 though, like when you got picked?
No, I must have been 18.
Yeah, you were young. I remember you were a bit younger than like the age for the tournament.
Yeah, I was probably one of the younger ones, if I can remember. Yeah, I think I was.
Sometimes that's how it goes. Football is a bit unfair like that.
You know what? I think that coming back from that actually helped drive me forward, because I think after that competition, I think we then had, I was playing for Arsenal then as well. So I think coming back, I just wanted to prove people wrong, I'd say. So I came back and I was still starting for the first Arsenal first team. So yeah, I think that actually gave me a bit of a drive and push to prove those people wrong.
Yeah, so like you said, you know, you had a great time at Arsenal being so young. People don't realize, like, when you're in that time and you're moving at 100 miles per hour, like I said before, you don't realize actually what you're achieving, right? So you're starting most of the games, etc. You win a FA Cup also with Arsenal. Like,
Yeah,
just
so
your first FA Cup, how was that? And where was that held?
the first FA Cup, oh my God. I don't know where it was. I think it might have been at Doncaster. I came on as a sub. I think it was in 2000. I want to say it was just after the Olympics. I think it was 2013. As a sub, I was still only 17, probably one of the youngest players to come on.
For more content like this, like, share, and subscribe.